Guys, so we're in our final video, and I know that you'll have had lots of pennies dropping and you're probably really curious to find out more. And what I want to talk to you about in this video really is how very quickly to allow yourself to be in control of what influences you, what comes in from the outside. It's true to say that every time we communicate, whether it's via email, text, word in a conversation, or whether it's on the telephone, we are influencing and we are also being influenced. The question is, how are you being influenced and how are you influencing? See, there's a book called Mind Viruses by Richard Brody. It's a really cool book, and you can get it on audiobook as well if that's your thing. And really what that's about is that every time we communicate with somebody, they are giving us a mind virus. And that virus can actually take up some of our neurology, it can take up some of our brain. If the virus is negative, then that's not so good for us, because what's going to happen, the virus is going to replicate. If the virus is positive, then that's really good for us, because that's also going to replicate. So what is the quality of the mind virus that you've been given? They can either be positive viruses or negative. Let me give you an example of what I mean. I recently had to have a kidney out, and I had the kidney out, and I was sort of in the hospital recouping, and a friend came to see me, and she was, very kind, and I didn't know that well, but very kind to come and see me in the hospital, and she brought me a bottle of Pinot Noir and some fudge. And she then told me about this documentary she'd seen about this woman that had given her kidney to somebody. And then about 3 months later, she noticed she suffered from depression, because apparently, according to this documentary, when you lose an organ from your body, then the body actually mourns the loss of the organ and the person becomes depressed. Not a very helpful mind virus. So I literally deleted it. Like, as I'm sat there talking with her and smiling at her, I deleted it from my neurology. Because if we don't delete it, then what will happen is it will start to sort of impregnate in our neurology, and it will start to replicate. The question is then, when the person's 3 months later having had the organ out, are they depressed because that's what happens, or are they depressed because the mind virus was given airtime and has managed to replicate itself? So I prefer to delete the information. And what I imagine is, a big delete button. But, it's literally about this side. It's bright red, and it's got delete written across the top of it. And as somebody's sharing something with me, a mind virus, if it's a great one, I let it in and all the lights are green and come on in, I like this, let's into my neurology and you can absorb and replicate. If it's negative, I literally imagine the button going, delete, 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 really loud, and it lights up red, delete, 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 and it deletes the virus from my neurology. See, the other interesting thing is that I'm a runner and I run marathons, and I run in those 5-finger things. And a lot of people tell me I shouldn't do that because it's really bad for your knees. Now, I delete those viruses because I don't believe that to be true. Why would I take somebody else's limiting belief and install it into my neurology, and then that affects my neurology? It's ridiculous for me to accept that. So be mindful of what mind viruses are being fed to you out there. It's literally every single second of every single day when you're communicating. And know that you have the power to delete that mind virus by imagining that red button with delete written across it. You might want something else written across it, like bullshit or piss off. I don't know what you want on your delete button. But just imagine that, and then when somebody's sharing something with you, you don't need to get into a discussion with them, because that's just their opinion. I mean, you're quite welcome to, but it's not necessary, because sometimes you have to use the delete button a lot. So just delete, delete, delete it from your neurology. Do not allow it to penetrate. Cool. Now, I know that your curiosity has really been stoked around different thought processes and different things that we've shared with you through these last 4 videos. And if you want to learn more about this, if you want a real toolkit to live a fantastically enhanced life, whether you're starting your own business, whether you're becoming a new parent, whether you're wanting to become a better parent, whether you're wanting to become a better person, then the Performance Life Skills Workshop, it's 9 days long, is an awesome way to get those toolboxes. It's accredited as well with the American boards of Timeline Therapy, NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and NLP Coach. So each student that comes out of that 9-day course walks away with 3 certificates, all board approved with the American boards. So guys, we're going to leave that thought with you, and you know where to get hold of us if you want any more information. Thank you so much for joining us on these 4 videos. I hope you've enjoyed the chapters of the book. I know that you'll be wanting more of this stuff, so please know that we're working on that right now. Even as I'm recording this, I'm thinking of the next series. So from Coronet Peak here in New Zealand, I'm going to get to the bottom of the mountain and go and get some hot chocolate, warm myself up. Remember, it's your life, live it.